Hola a todos y bienvenidos otra vez a nuestra clase de español. Hoy vamos a aprender la hora. Hello everyone, today we are going to learn the time. Vamos a aprender la hora en dos partes. So we're going to learn the time in two different sections, two different parts. So we're going to start with an overview of the time. And then there's going to be another video lecture where we go in details about the time. So, ¿cómo se pide la hora en español? Es muy diferente del inglés. So how do we ask the time in Spanish? It's very different from your English. So in English, you're like, what time is it? In Spanish is, ¿qué hora es? And remember, the time will follow the rules of agreement in gender and number. So we already learned last week the agreement in gender and number, género y número, masculino y femenino, singular y plural. And we will be starting applying all these rules together in order to know how to speak in Spanish. So let's go ahead and let's see what this time is. So unas consideraciones muy importantes. Las dificultades y los positivos. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to comprehend the time at first because it's really different from your English. So again, we're going to think with logic and we're not going to memorize, okay? So which one are the hard parts of learning the time? Telling time using non-digital clocks, using expressions that you may not prefer to use in English, even though they do exist, using numbers in Spanish, and of course, math, because for us, when we tell the time, it's almost like we are doing a math problem. Substitutions, as we have different way of saying the time, whether it's 15, quarter, 30, or half, and remember to often use in conversation. Which one are the positive aspects? Choices for your own production, good survival of Spanish topics, and helpful in every situation. So, vamos a empezar con algunos ejemplos de la hora en español. Aquí hay muchos relojes con horas diferentes, entonces vamos a aprender cómo se usa la hora en español. So here we have different clocks and with different times. So let's go ahead and let's go through each of them just again as an overview. So we have here the first one. It looks like it's 1 o'clock. So we say es la una. So it is 1 o'clock. Then we have the second one. It is 2 o'clock, but in Spanish we say son las dos. Then the next one, it's 6 o'clock, and we say son las seis. Anything that you can notice here? Anything at all? Yes. If you said one uses es la and the other one uses son las, you are correct. Why? Because in Spanish we agree in gender and number. In this case, we are agreeing with the gender because la hora is femenina. The hour, the time in Spanish is feminine. So everything revolving the time will be feminine. Then in Spanish, depending on the time, so if it's 1 o'clock, it will be singular. If it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and more, it will be plural. Hence the reason we have son. So here, you must have the knowledge of the verbo ser, the verb to be, and the articles, the feminine definite articles, which are la and las. So how do we tell the time? If it's only the hour, we just use it, is, and then the hour. But in Spanish, it's almost like we're saying, if it's 1 o'clock, it is, but if it's 2 plus, we will say the are, and of course, the time. So let's keep on going with these clocks. We have son las 4:05. So now we have this new word y. We already know what y means, right? It means and. So in English, this will be, it's 5 minutes past the hour, which is 4:05. In Spanish, we're going to mention first the hour, and then we're going to say and 5. So it's 4 hours and 5 minutes. It's 4 and 5. Son las 4 y 5. Let's go here. We have son las 11 y 20. It's 11:20. You guys noticing the logic between the two times so far? Very good. But let's keep on going. So now here we have 12:30. But we don't see the number 30. We say son las 12:30. Media means half. And do you see how we have a final A? Because again, we are talking about 30 minutes, which is half of an hour. An hour in Spanish is feminine, hora. So we're saying it's 12 and a half. Son las 12:30. It's 12:30. Can we use 30, the actual number 30? Of course. So we could say son las 7:30. Es la 1:15. Now here we have a new word. We have cuarto. Cuarto means quarter. And 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. So es la 1:15 means it's 1:15. Can we actually use the number 15? Of course. Son las 9:15. For these two examples, just like these ones here, I can actually mix and match. I could say es la 1:15 and I could say son las 9:15. Let's go ahead and let's look at the last clock. So here we have es la 1:15. So now we have this new word, menos. And here is one I was telling you, it's like the math problem. So clearly I see the little arrow that's almost at the 1. So here it is 12:45. 12:45. In Spanish, we do not mention the minutes when they're past the 35th minute. So we have to do a math problem. So if this is 12:45 and I'm saying es la 1:15, I'm saying it is 1 minus 15. But this is not a negative because yes, although it looks like math, but we're saying it's 1 hour minus 15 minutes. So it's 12:45. Let's keep on going. Son las 3:15. It's 2:45. The other one, son las 8:20. And the last one, son las 3:10. So para resumir, so a little bit in a nutshell, what have we noticed? That to express the time, we start with es la o son las, depending whether it's singular or plural. Then we're going to learn that if we want to tell a schedule in our next lecture, we will start with a la and a las. To add minutes, we will use y, and then of course the minutes that we're adding. To subtract minutes, we're going to use the magic word menos. And then we also learned that we have other words to say 30 minutes, which is media. And then we have other word to say 15 minutes, which is cuarto, which is a quarter. So other new words, algunas palabras nuevas, ¿cuáles son? So we have en punto, which means sharp. So if I tell you, es la 1:00, I'm saying it's 1 o'clock sharp. Es mediodía, noon. We can also say son las 12, it's the same exact thing. Medianoche means midnight. And then we're going to learn these new words, which we're going to see in our next lecture and how do we use them. De la mañana, AM, de la tarde, PM, and de la noche, PM as well. So remember, in order to tell the time, you need to know the verbo ser, the definite articles, and numbers from 0 to 35. I hope you enjoyed this lecture y nos vemos la próxima vez. Adiós a todos. Chao.